Welcome to the Daddy Chill podcast. Daddy Chill.
Where neither of us are daddies and none of us are chill.
I mean,
Oh, Brad's a
not that
dad.
we know.
Soon to be.
I am dad. I'm dad to all of you.
Brad's soon to be dad.
I mean, he does have a dad in his name.
I don't even have a girlfriend anymore. How can I be a dad?
You don't need a girlfriend to be a dad.
Right. So I got engaged. That was my week. That's it. What about you guys?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fuck, dude.
Sounds like a boring ass week.
We just got a hotel for the night, got some massages.
Uh-huh.
I'm never paying for a massage like that again. Good experience, but like the way I describe it is if I bought Kara massaging oil and gave it to her, she could do the same exact thing they did to me.
Mhm.
Like we need to go to like an actual like massage place that like this. So I guess these people are hired through the hotel or whatever, but
Mhm.
still, again, good experience. Then we went to Cheesecake Factory, which I don't know if you guys have had Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake is fucking bomb.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
good.
that place is pretty good.
Their food was okay. I got steak and some mac and cheese. Their mac and cheese was fire, but the steak was okay. I'd rather have like steakhouse steak over it, but it was still good.
I mean,
want to
it
say
is
I've only
a
had it
cheesecake
twice.
factory.
I've
Yeah.
only had it twice, so I wouldn't really remember what that experience was like, but
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue with it.
Yeah, I've only had their cheesecake, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah. We got a pumpkin pecan cheesecake. Oh, that's the best cheesecake I think I've ever had.
Pumpkin pecan.
Pumpkin pecan, dude. It tasted like pumpkin pie with pecans. With pecans.
It's pretty good.
Okay,
Pecan
but like,
pumpkin pie.
is cheesecake cake or a pie? Takes a hit.
100% pie.
According,
It's pie, 100%.
I'll say, according to Perkins Bakery, it's a pie.
Oh, it's definitely a pie.
Is cereal soup?
Yes.
Why would it be
Yes,
soup?
it is.
Why wouldn't
Why
it be a
wouldn't it
soup?
be?
Why
Yeah.
would it be a soup?
It's got a broth, the milk, and it's got stuff in it.
Yeah, but that's cereal and milk, not cereal.
Even milk by itself could still be soup. You
Is
know
a
what?
hot dog a sandwich?
It is.
I guess. Why would you even ask that question? why would you even ask that question of all things?
Specifically, apparently, to piss you off.
Like,
It was super effective.
Shut up. I'm ending the podcast.
That's it.
Yeah, that was my week. Still have yet to see Shang-Chi.
good old Shang-Chi. That movie was pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, like, this was a while ago, but I just never really brought it up. So, how weird is it that in music, whenever it's like the devil or hell being brought up, like it's fine and all, it's just that type of edgy song or whatever. But if it's constantly, like, if Jesus or God is constantly brought up, it's definitely a Christian song.
Like, are
I
you
would
asking?
argue that
How
for-
weird is it that that's part of, like, I guess, society or whatever for the music?
Are you
Well,
asking?
I feel like.
Go ahead, Billy.
Go ahead. I feel like just most love songs are about religion. You know.
Well, like, no, if it's brought up once or twice in the song, sure, like, no one really cares about it. But if it's leaned over towards hell, it's just like an edgy song. And then if it's like leaned over towards just constantly bringing up Christ, it's a Christian song.
Are you asking Christian specifically? Like because it mentions God and Christ, that's Christian specifically?
No, I'm just saying, like, how
just
weird
religious?
is it that that's a thing? Like, people when people constantly hear Jesus or Christ or God being put in that song, they're just like, I'd rather not.
Oh, you mean you're talking taste wise? Like
Sure.
because it's talking about Jesus, and even if the song's technically a bop, right? Because it talks about Jesus and shit, I don't like it. Is that what you're kind of getting at?
If it talks about Jesus to a point, like for example, there's a song for there were multiple songs for Kanye West like back when he started where he brought up Jesus. Not a lot, but he brought it up at one point during the song,
Okay.
and it's fine. But then once you hear that word enough and like I guess talking about it a lot more in the song, then it's just, like it's
Becomes a
just
Christian song.
too much.
Is that what
Yeah.
you're?
Like it's
I kind of get what you're getting at. Um, I don't know. So like with Kanye, and same thing with like Chance the Rapper. Chance talks about religion a bit in his songs. Kanye is openly like Christian, and he
right.
has actively talked about it. And I think it puts to that. But then also, and so that brings up another weird point. Do you remember Flyleaf
Yep. I was just
and
thinking about them. Their song All
Lighthouse?
Around Me.
And well, so Flyleaf is a Christian band. All of their music is about Jesus in some way or God in some way.
POD also a Christian band.
POD, Skillet.
Yep. Skillet's huge.
But we don't when we listen to their music, we don't really think of that as Christian music.
Right.
I don't know.
It's a good. I didn't know most of those were even Christian bands.
Yeah.
But that's really cool.
And then
I used to.
you also said it like the whole like they talk about the devil or anything. And I think it's also a thing like all of us pretty much know that you don't have to worship Satan to be into that kind of music. Whereas if you're listening to Christian music, you're more than likely, no one's listening to Christian music as like a
atheist.
This is my jam thing,
Yeah.
I don't know how deep you guys want to go into that, but I also think that religion, the more, you know what?
Talking point today.
Just
Why not?
just in case my parents do find this podcast, I'm not going to explain any further. No, but yeah, it is a strange point that you bring that up.
All right, so I don't want to continue with this, but it reminded me of something that came up on Reddit.
Okay.
Which is it's a really goofy picture, but kids quick reference guide between, which I've never heard of until seeing this, the Satanic Temple and Church of Satan. And there's just like a bunch of tallies talking about the difference between them, how Church of Satan was from like the year 66 and then Satanic Temple in 2013. The first thing that popped up between them is the Satanic Temple officially recognized as a tax-exempt church by the IRS, but not the Church of Satan.
Because not the Church of Satan?
Yeah, the Church of Satan, even though it's a lot older, it is not recognized as a tax-exempt church by the IRS.
Who was the first one you said was?
Satanic Temple is 2013, and then Church of Satan is 1966.
So my guess with the Satanic Temple is they actually actively sued and won because they, that's, again, I won't go too deep into it, but it is, a fine line that churches are treading with being tax exempt because they're a church, right? So what
Mhm.
defines a church.
Right. Oh, you know what? You're completely right on that because now I'm looking through the tallies again, and the Satanic Temple is socially and politically active, whereas the Church of Satan is not.
Yeah.
But then I see this other one too, and it's the Satanic Temple does not believe in magic, but the Church of Satan does.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So do
there's two
Christians.
different schools of thoughts between that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
this
when it comes to the Church of Satan, they believe in like the individual, and then they okay, Church of Satan or Satanic Church, whichever one. One believes in the individual and like just living on the earth, and the other one actually believes in.
Okay, yeah,
believe
here's
in
one.
Jesus.
Okay. The Satanic Temple, a non theistic movement
Mhm.
aligned with liberty, equality, and rationalism. And then the other one is
So they're more Church of Scientology type.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Okay.
Just what's his name? Ayn Rand's philosophy with ceremonial rituals added onto it. I don't know. That's weird.
That
Never mind. I thought I
damn
was gonna get something
Diablo
out of it.
shit.
But then I think this is the best one. The Satanic Temple has after-school Satan clubs, and the Church of Satan does
Love it.
not.
Oh no.
That brought up.
Oh God, they added. All right, one more. Let me just say this last one. They added this. The Church of Satan believes men who prefer blue cheese dressing must be homosexually inclined because the odor is reminiscent of a locker full of worn jock straps.
I saw that on TikTok. They're like, if
Oh.
you like blue cheese, you're gay. And I'm like, I must be gay. I love blue cheese. I'll take blue cheese over ranch.
And
almost
then
any day.
and then you have fucking
Jesus
Joey
Christ.
Diaz saying blue cheese or go fuck your mother.
Exactly. That brought up another point that I saw on Reddit, and I'm gonna butcher it, but someone said something about atheists don't actually believe in a devil, and then someone tried rebuttaling with then who actually does, and it's like, well, Christians. Christians are the only ones who actually, well, I guess like Catholics too, right? But Christians are the only ones that believe in a physical devil. Atheists don't.
Well, atheists
I mean,
don't
that
even
would
believe in
make
any
sense.
of that. They don't even believe
Yeah.
in a higher power.
Because that is part of their religion. So if they don't
Yeah.
believe in religion, then none
Right.
of that exists.
But people put the devil and atheists kind of in the same group, right? Like devil worship.
Well, that would make sense because that's what religious people would like to imply.
It's what they want you to think.
Man.
I don't know, man. All that's just a fucking jumble of insanity, in my opinion.
Right.
I believe in the one
It's-
true Lord Cthulhu. I'll praise the old ones.
Okay, but how nutty would that be? Like
Terrifying.
you can't so like you can't even experience it because from what
you can't see
whatever it is people that created him, if you look into his eyes, Cthulhu's eyes, you're just gonna go insane. So like there's just no way of actually experiencing what his presence is like without
Well,
just
Isn't that like true for most religions though? Because what do the Christians believe? Like you'll go blind from seeing God.
Yeah. You can't look at God's brilliance or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just like if you open up the Ark of the Covenant, which is a sacred, religious object, it'll blind you because of the sacredness and the holiness.
Yeah.
that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I forget who it is, but there's a story of okay, the Bible's really fucking weird where they just change people's names a lot. With like, oh, your name was Sam, now it's Dean,
I wonder where you pulled those names from.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But no, I'm trying to remember. Like, there's one. The fuck was his name? I don't remember.
Samael.
No, Samael's technically like
Castiel?
an angel. No, like literally,
Samael is Lucifer's first name or like original name.
I don't remember. But
I was
Some
just
shit
throwing
like
in
that.
Castiel because he was, part of the group too.
yeah, no, but like followers, right? Like people who didn't used to believe in Jesus, and Jesus did something, and then they're like, oh, now that you were reborn, I give you a new name. Like they did that to multiple people throughout the Bible. and one of them I think got blinded, and then he's like, "Oh, I believe now. Now that I'm blind," and then they're okay. Well,
Well,
your
didn't
new
his
name is
blinding come
fuck, fuck.
after though?
Who knows?
Wow.
Brad's the one with the most knowledge out of
It's,
all of us,
it's
so
been
if
a
he doesn't
long
know,
I've
time
lost
since
a
I've
lot
read the
of it.
Bible.
I could.
Yeah, all I did growing up was just go to church and then call it a day.
I went to church 3 times a week.
Yeah, fuck that.
Jesus. I only
Sundays in
went
the
on
morning,
Sunday.
Sundays in the afternoons, and Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. Yep.
Fuck.
There's so there's basically a thing called like church Boy Scouts called
Yep.
God, I don't even remember what it was called.
VBS.
Yeah, well, yeah, not Vacation Bible School, but that's like a summer thing.
Yeah.
But whatever it was.
Were you part of that too, Billy?
We called it caravans, and I had a sash, and I got forced to. I got every single thing you could get, and I basically became like the Eagle Scouts, right? But you get this thing called the Phineas Brzee Award, and it's I don't know. I
It
It was
think
an
kinda-
experience.
those Olivet fucks would see that, they'd be like, "Oh yes, he's a Brazier. He's a Phineas Brazier."
Not everybody had that shitty kind of upbringing with their churches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel like my stance
even
on-
when I went to it, I just never paid attention.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, most of us when we went to church were
I was quizzed on it.
We were forced, to go there by our parents, and
Yeah.
So, if they didn't make me go 3 times a week, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more than I did. Also, the
Mhm.
fact that I had to drive 2 towns over to go there, fuck.
that's another thing too. Like, it always seems like you never find yourself going to a church that's close to you. It's
No.
always a town over, or fucking a half hour,
See,
45-minute
that
drive.
sounds like more of an issue for like Christians, because I grew up Catholic and it was just down the street.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so
like a
Christians.
5-minute
there might be a reason yours was
like
down the street,
anytime
see?
I hung out, so like Bill, you guys know this. I used to hang out with people that are Christian, and going to their church was a fucking, it was what? It's like an hour at least drive.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, it's a long
nuts,
drive.
man.
So the thing with Christians specifically is there are so many divisions of Christianity that you could go into. Like, I am a
Denominations.
Yeah, denominations. There you go. So I was technically a Nazarene, but then also oh god, I don't So there were 2 things that we were divided into, and we had my parents wanted to find one that was specifically those 2. And Naperville was the one. Great 30-minute drive to and from.
Man. Good times.
All
I
right,
get to go twice on a Sunday.
We're
Fuck.
18 minutes into this shit. No one's gonna listen to this. Fuck going to church, dude. That shit's a cult. That shit's an actual fucking cult. Holy shit. If my parents are fucking watching this right now, I'm already disowned. So fuck go to church.
But how amazing would it be if you think because of the first 18 minutes nobody listened, but just because you said that, we get 30
Everyone's
more viewers out of nowhere.
Then we get 30 more
It goes
viewers.
fucking
Fuck it.
viral.
I
So
hope
don't hold back, Brad. Don't hold Brad.
the whole bread burger. I hope that my parents find this and then send it to the church, and then they just give us hundreds of views because everyone's watching it in disgust. Oh, look at this!
Yeah.
Yeah, money in my pocket, bitch.
We're making money.
And then there's that one guy that's secretly with you too. So after
Sponsored by
watching
Raid
it,
Center
you
Legends.
ever see that meme where the guy's like, "I'm disgusted," and he's got a boner while he's saying that?
Yep. Love that guy.
Yeah. So that we kind of just randomly delved into that, and I'm okay with it.
And you just get flashbanged as you. Are you
Yeah.
looking at Are you looking at a God's light right now? Jesus.
It's fucking Google, dude. How is it that you don't have a night mode yet, Google? You
Google
fuck.
does have a dark mode.
It does.
Does
Yeah.
It does, but it's the flashbang.
It's like dark.
it?
Go to like darkle.com or some shit like that.
Here, I'm gonna Darkle?
Watch, it's gonna be like some fucking
It's porn.
BBC, you know.
No, it's like darkle.
All right, Billy. If
something like
I
that.
type in the word Darkle, I get
Darkle? I'm putting Darkle.
intransitive verb to become cloudy or gloomy,
Yup.
to grow dark, to become concealed in the dark. Is Darkle the opposite of Sparkle? Merriam-Webster.
What was it called? Did they get rid of it? They might have gotten rid of it.
It's called de Google. Dark Google, de Google.
The Grug.
Let's see.
I'm just being flashbang, so that's why I switch between that and like whatever other page I have on dark mode.
I guess they got rid of it and they just added a dark mode to Google search, how to enable the beta feature.
I already have it. It's kind of cute.
I'll do it later. In the meantime, let me just get Flash real quick. Oh,
It really shows the brilliance
really
of your
shines.
forehead. I was gonna want to talk about Hunt Showdown a little bit.
yeah, man.
I'm
Religion,
enjoying it.
yeah.
I'm liking it a lot. There's
Yeah,
some people who would be
It's-
pissed off at us saying that.
So you glad Mango showed it to you?
Mango didn't show me shit.
Well, there were a lot of games that he just wouldn't stop being pushy about, and
And then dropped them the next
I'm pretty
week
sure
after he
everyone's
played
got that
game.
one friend that
you play
that
one game with him and he's gone.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
But Hunt
Except for
Showdown.
Well, I
Call
wasn't
of
gonna
Duty.
say that. I was just gonna say like you have that. Everyone has got that one friend at one point in their life that just tries to push them into something new every time, and it's just you stay away from it just because of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mango.
the game could be great, but when it's the same person that keeps recommending the same, these new
Oh, yeah.
games, and he's dipping on you, and you suddenly have no one else to play, and you dumped $60 on a game,
Yeah.
like,
And Crytek is really well known for their graphics. You know,
well, yeah, you guys remember,
Crysis games, and
yeah,
then
the
Rise
Crysis
Son of
games.
Rome once Xbox One came out.
What, they had Rise? I didn't know they
Okay.
developed Rise.
Yeah, that was them. And then Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, Hunt
Yeah,
is
Hunt-
different, and I'm enjoying it.
It's
like
nice because you get the different aspects of some kind of like Tarkov feel where you're going against other players, but then there's also that element of there's a single objective or two objectives, but there's like one objective that you have to do, which is kill a monster and banish it and then
Right.
extract. You can
Right.
kill both monsters if there's two of them, but really you only need one. And it's fend off the other human players, or like maybe you get lucky and you just run into the boss and then you don't see any human players, So it's got elements of Tarkov with an objective.
I like the idea of losing your character, kind of like Tarkov is to an extent, right?
Mhm.
Lose your character and you have to build from the bottom. I enjoy that because a lot of video games. One thing that's been lost with video games, especially recently, is the fact that if something bad happens, you die, you are too slow or whatever, you're not really punished for it anymore in games. Like Mario used to be so fucking brutal. You had 3 lives from the beginning, and if you lost all 3 lives, you had to go all the way fuck back to the beginning. Even if you're on World 8, you go back to the beginning of the entire game.
Yeah.
Zelda, you could only have certain save points in certain areas, so if you died, you had to go back to your fucking house or something,
Yep.
Right.
I like the fact that you just have to, be a little more careful.
Yeah. And I like the slow gunplay of it because
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was with one of you guys that I had the conversation of maybe adding, and like maybe if it was modernized. And I didn't agree with it just because I like how accurate and precise you have to be with the gunplay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have like a second or two of possibly dying while you're trying to get your next shot in, or a few more seconds than that because you're reloading and it takes a while.
And each gun is just so different too, even if they're the same class. Like
Yeah, there's
they're
just
not only
like
different,
something different to it.
but if you have different perks too, gun becomes totally different. Like a
Oh yeah,
single action revolver with fanning. Oh my god. You
yeah.
know?
I
For
also like
anyone
the
that doesn't
fact
know,
that I feel like
Fanning would be like those old Western cowboys where they just like constantly tap on the revolver, just like get
Yeah,
the
the
next shot
single
in.
action revolver and
Yeah,
they're fan it actually was called fanning the revolver, but they're pulling it back while they're shooting from the hip.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
also like the fact that you feel like fucking Van Helsing.
mhm,
Right.
mhm,
Each character looks really cool, even the ones I don't like.
yeah.
They're all a little unique.
And
The zombies type things are interesting. The different types of them are interesting. Um, the game's like kind of hard. Like if you run into certain monsters, like you're fucked.
also, though, for a game that's been out as long as it is, like I'm kind of surprised they haven't like added new monster types or boss types.
They did at Scrapbeak is more
I'd say
recent.
Scrapbeak's newer. I
Yeah.
back when I
Okay.
played, there was no Scrapbeak.
Okay.
Um, one thing that I gotta say, I had it in my head, started to talk, and it's gone.
Do what I believe in you. Jog, jog,
We're
jog.
talking about Hunt Showdown. Remember?
Ah!
Um, yeah, no, it's flushed.
That's the face. That's the face he had.
It's flushed. um,
Yeah, I really enjoy
oh,
how. All right.
came back.
Ah,
Came back.
there we go.
So you hit on like characters, you know, like if you die, you lose that character. But another thing too is like in 3 matches, 3 maybe 4, depending if you had like a slow match, your character's going to be level 50. Um, at least that's how it has been lately. I don't know if they have like a double XP event going on or what,
Yes, I
but
do.
it's like
Right.
3 4 matches, and your character's level 50. You could retire him at level 50 for 5,000 like experience points for your overall. What
Oh,
they
right.
call their was it like the Bloodborne XP or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, which is where you unlock your different weapons in the store, like the ability to buy the weapons from the store or different gadgets. So you're almost constantly going in with the new player, whether it's because you died or you retired your character. You only have to be level 25 to start retiring your character. So like that character has to be level 25. But most people will probably tough it out until level 50 anyways. Um, so it's constantly new characters, and you know there's a prestige system in there too. So
Yeah,
you're
or I'm sure some people have a certain meta build, which I feel
Mhm.
like this game, even if there is a meta, like it's not overpowered like some
Yeah,
other
I don't
games when
think
they
there
have their
is like
meta.
a single meta that just dominates it. Because there's, I mean, sure, shotguns at close range can absolutely shred you, but you
Any
know what?
game,
Right.
yeah.
So can dual wielding pistols with ambidextrous. You know, a
Yeah,
perk
one
that
good
lets you
shot to
reload
the head with
faster.
any weapon will fuck you up.
Hmm.
And on top of that, like the different attachments that it would come with when you get a different variant of it,
Hmm.
like it's fucking cool seeing a revolver with brass knuckles on it, and
Yep.
you just fucking pistol whip people even harder.
Right.
Or with a knife, like at the fucking pistol grip of the gun.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah, they get pretty wonky with it. It's pretty cool.
And especially
unique.
for this time too, like we I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones, but there's just been some like a good few months of us just trying to find a new game to enjoy. And then
Mhm.
we finally jump onto this game and we're just having a lot of fun with it. I mean, there's a couple other games we're playing, but this one's probably like the best one out of all of them.
Right, right.
The other one we're playing is Zero Hour, which
Yep.
us being Rainbow Six Siege fans is as close as we're gonna get to
What
What
Siege
Rainbow
should have
Six
been.
should have
what
been when they first
Yeah.
announced it.
I do think that, you know, there is a sorry, I lost my train of thought just like Billy. Uh, I think
Fush.
I think that Siege is a very good game, and I think that Zero Hour is a pretty good game. I think if you combine aspects of both of them, it would be a perfect game for me.
I
I
agree.
so I want what I literally want is Siege, where you can turn off the power, have NVGs, and maybe like I want it to be more tactical than what Siege actually is. So
Right.
I guess actually give me the gunplay of Siege and put that into 0 Hour. Because 0 Hour is a little wonky with hit reg, and I don't like the whole ADS thing. How I guess it's kind of more realistic where you're aiming here instead of here like you are in most games.
Well, but you remember that you can also like, and that's I
You
think
can
it's a
zoom
pretty
in
cool
a
feature.
little bit.
You can zoom in a little bit too.
Right.
which helps. The
But
recoil,
the
the recoil makes it
ADSing
fucking insane though.
Yeah, but the ADSing in other games, like your entire screen is pretty much covered by the site that you have.
Yeah.
And I actually like
Whereas-
that.
Yeah.
That's
See-
just how I grew up with shooters though. So
I don't kind of like that one. I mean, it's a little less realistic, sure. But another thing too is like, then you got your peripherals kind of blocked, by a holographic site.
Sure.
Whereas this one, you still have access to your peripherals, and you still have the target.
Right.
I just
No,
like
for
the
sure.
simple aspect too of when you shut off the lights, it's realistic where you can't ADS, you actually have to use the laser, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just like because what I thought Siege was going to be when it first came out, I thought it was going to be what was the game I was talking to you about the other day, Billy? The other Tom Clancy game, Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
Where you
Splinter
could,
Cell.
where you could take out the lights.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
That's
Yep.
that's what I
for
thought
sure.
Siege was going to be too. Like I would have
Because
loved that.
that's kind of like a big aspect in a bunch of those Tom Clancy games. Like even in the older Rainbow Six Vegas games, like you were
Yep.
able to shoot off.
Hell, not even just in Vegas. And
Oh yeah, Raven Shield.
what was like the first one for the N64? Was it just Rainbow Six?
Fuck, fine, probably.
Like
But
even
the
in
one-
those games, like
Yeah. And those games even had like more, I guess, utility to it. Like for example, the one that I got into was Rainbow Six 3 Raven Shield.
Mhm.
And you had these different options of breaching and clearing or like opening up doors, which you in a way you kind of have that option in 0 Hour, but like the stuff that you used to be able to do in Rainbow Six games compared to Siege is just like it's kind of
Siege was a
upsetting.
letdown. I
It
mean,
was-
their initial video that they put out, which I'm convinced was more like just a video, right? It wasn't actual gameplay. It was just like a video of this is how we want it to play. The way
Right.
that the characters move and everything, it looks just like a teaser trailer, not like an actual gameplay video. But it just got me so excited, hey, we could pick a helicopter infill and we can go down, we could practically blow holes in any wall, but not like how it is now, where you shoot with a shotgun, there's a chunk in there where it's just like bullets through it.
Yeah.
The barricades where you could still kind of see through it, it just that trailer gave me high expectations for it, and it just really flopped. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
one of the things that really upset me was if you go back to the E3 trailer, at one point they're held off in the room because there's a guy with like a ballistic shield or something,
Mhm.
and he's just like covering. He's just pretty much like making them stay behind cover, and then they call in the sniper that's outside, and she takes him out.
Mhm.
There's only two fucking snipers in the game, and
no good angles on any map.
yeah, there's like
Yep.
no possible way of helping your teammates out when you're not inside the building. And that's one of the many things, but
Siege is a different game than what I thought it would be. I still also have like 600 hours in it, so
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of hours, especially before we, transition to PC. I mean, you guys probably still have a ton of hours even in PC, but
I'm the opposite, but yeah.
like PS4, we at least had 1,000 hours PS4. We were playing that game every day.
yeah, we were playing a lot on PS4.
And
I put 60 hours into it on Xbox, but I never played with anybody. And then when I switched to PC, that's when I put in my 500.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
just because that was the hot game that you guys are playing, and I like the game, so
I just you got to give credit where credit is due, and by the time Siege came out, most shooters were just like cut and dry, simple as it can be. Whereas Siege came in, and you had these different ways of going through the map, these different ways of holding an angle and pushing an objective, and it was very objective based.
Hmm.
Which, whenever you play, like I'll use Call of Duty for an example. Whenever you play objective based multiplayer matches, a lot of times people are just going for the kills and they're just not really giving a crap about the objective, which tends to annoy me because it's like if you didn't want that, just go on like, fucking team deathmatch.
Right?
Right.
But there's
But you get more kills if you play domination because domination lasts longer.
this is true.
You know?
But I just really like what they brought to the table when it came out, and I still do to an extent, but it's just not the same anymore.
Agree. So things I would like to see in Zero Hour, obviously the gunplay, from what I said. Opening doors. Just let me open a fucking door like normal.
Right.
Why do I have to like peek that shit?
Right.
Each time. And then when we try to open a door and then two of us are trying to open the door at the same time, one person cracks it, the other one closes it. Like, come on.
Looking at you, Billy.
I love the
Looking at you.
utility in that game, though. I just wish it was used a little bit better. I like the tripwire. I like
Yeah.
the door. I like the idea of door stops a lot
Hmm.
because that's just like, okay, either I make a lot of noise or I have to actually find another way
Well,
around.
Not necessarily. If you do know that there's a doorstop, you can remove it even from the other side. It just takes a long time to remove it.
Yeah.
But when you know that your doorstop is there and your teammates have everything else covered, you can use that to your advantage because
Hmm.
people, for the most part, aren't expecting a doorstop. So you can already
Right.
hear someone trying to get through,
Yeah.
and then take your shots through the door if you feel like you can get the kill before they take off the doorstop.
Um, obviously, I like the NVGs from what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, like give me a siege night mode with NVGs. Fuck it, like
Right.
where the
That would be
defense
a lot
has
of
to
fun.
have flashlights or some shit.
Hmm.
Well, it's
Uh,
like you said, man. Like combining a bunch of good aspects from both of those games would probably be an ideal shooter game.
a perfect
For
game.
yeah,
Like just picture like whatever I think is siege for whatever reason the map that comes to my head is bank. Just picture bank, right? It's nighttime. You go in, you cut out the power. The power is in like I don't know at the front desk or some shit, right? Like there's a switch that you could turn it off. The the what's it called? The hostage is up in VIP or whatever it's called. So you have one person downstairs watching the desk to try to make sure they don't turn off the power or whatever. But then you have your snipers outside that can look in. You have everyone trying to infiltrate from the ceiling because there's glass that you can go through and rappel down.
right.
All these things, and then literally just turn off the lights and then NVGs and flashlights, and that changes the game entirely for better.
Hmm.
100%.
When you think of Siege, what's the map you think of? Like when you start picturing Siege.
I would say either bank or what the fuck's the Russian Christmas one?
Cafe.
Console? Cafe?
Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably House for me.
Yeah.
Oh
House-
yeah,
House
house.
is
Yeah.
OG.
Just because, like, I've always been comparing, especially because they've done a lot of changes, and
Definitely.
I'm always comparing it just to E3 trailer because that E3 trailer like brought me in, dude. Like I already loved this series just because of growing up playing it, and then especially with like the really good feeling Vegas 2 left me with. When I by the time I stopped playing, I was like, that was a great game.
Yep.
Like it had its bad moments and all, but it had a ton more great moments to it.
Yep.
And I was just like, I can't. And then they came out with, I think it was like a good 10 to 15 minutes of test footage gameplay for Rainbow Six Patriots, which is pretty much what they were trying to like it was an idea of what they wanted to do with with the following Rainbow Six games. And now they ended up scrapping the whole thing, unfortunately, but they once they ended up showing the E3 video for Siege, it's just like, fuck, dude, you've never seen this in shooter games, like, or at least this smooth. And it was house gameplay, and then now anytime I think of Siege, I think of house, just because it's kind of like that most popular map, pretty much.
Yeah.
When you think of MW2, what map do you think of?
Afghan.
Yeah.
Probably Scrapyard for me.
Yeah. Scrapyard's so much fun.
Yeah.
I think also on Scrapyard, I think that's, so Warzone, what I wanted that to be is, and sorry, my map probably like Favela or Terminal for some reason. But with Favela, because I was a fucking knifer. But with Warzone, what I wanted that to be is I wanted that to be similar to Blackout, where they took pieces of other Call of Duty maps and mashed them together. So when they added, or when at the beginning of the game when they put in Scrapyard, I'm like, oh, I know exactly where the fuck I am. I like this map a lot.
Right.
But
Right.
they only did it for that part, and then that was it, I think.
Prison.
From? Other than the Gulag.
Right.
Well, wasn't the Gulag a mission in Modern Warfare 2?
It was a mission.
Dude, you had to
You
go
saved
rescue
Captain
Price. MW2. But other than that, they didn't add it. Like Blackout it had firing range for Black Ops 1. It had, I think a portion had Nuketown. Then there was Raid.
Shadow Legends?
Stream or video sponsored by Raid and Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Like, give me some of
Right.
that shit. That's what I wanted in Warzone.
Corey was a bit of a letdown. I was expecting Corey for Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, yeah.
When you go through it, and then it just wasn't.
It wasn't at all.
Yeah.
The unmountable stone. That's what they brought.
you can't even run up or vault fucking rocks in that game still.
Yeah.
But
Pain in the dick.
All of this
That's-
though is making me excited for Battlefield because I just want a new shooter.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are probably on the same boat just because it's been a long time. What was it before Modern Warfare? What was like the last big shooter that like everyone was on about? It probably would be, yeah. Because I mean, not many people really gave a shit about Black Ops 4 or the last two Battlefield games.
Oh. Last 3 Battlefield games, really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, and Battlefield Hardline.
I mean, I don't know. I liked the idea of Hardline.
Hardline to
Wasn't-
me was
wasn't-
fun.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Hardline before Battlefield 4?
I don't remember.
No.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
After.
No, it was before, I think.
It was after, wasn't it? Because it was Battlefield 4. Then they went to the Cops and Robbers theme. At least I think it was.
I could have sworn Hardline was like right after 3.
Oh.
But
Let's open up the
I
shiny
never
window of
really-
Google.
yeah, I never really played Battlefield like that.
So I enjoyed Hardline. Hardline was the Cops and Robbers, but a lot of people didn't. Because so the thing with Battlefield is people like the bigger feel of the maps, and
Yeah.
Hardline was a bit smaller. Still, like, I honestly, like, if you're comparing it to, let's say, okay, sorry, it's Battlefield 4, Hardline, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5.
Told you, motherfucker.
So literally the last 3 Battlefields, people just
Yeah.
kind of
But
pushed
like
aside.
but like all of us fans were just wanting another modernized shooter. And they just kept giving us either futuristic or World War II, which World War II, man, like that they're too little, too late on that shit, man. Because
That's what we
everyone was
liked back in
asking
the
for it
day.
after after World at War. Everyone wanted a sequel for that. And then when they brought up World War II for Call of Duty, just
Care
That was a
anymore.
letdown.
a huge letdown.
So that kind of brings me to Vanguard. Um, I am very skeptical on new Call of Duties every year, but I always end up buying them because I'm subs. Vanguard, I played call it an hour of the beta, and I wish I could play it on mouse and keyboard without having to pay for it, but you actually have to pre-order it to play.
Gotcha.
I enjoyed what I played because it is the Modern Warfare engine. The guns that you get right off the gate are kind of fun. Dambung Garand, the after you hit a headshot and reload, that
Everyone loves that. Yeah,
it's so satisfying. The maps, the 3 maps that you're able to play, actually run pretty smooth. The destructible objects are actually pretty decent. It's not as much as I would want it to be, like Battlefield normally is, but it is
What it is?
adequate, I guess. But I think the big thing with Call of Duty every year to me is the support it gets, and with Warzone, the new map coming out, anti-cheat is supposed to be coming with it, and that actually makes a world of a difference because
Finally.
there are so many games where we're playing and we lose to blatant hackers, right? How many games are we playing where we're playing against people that aren't like super obvious about it?
Right.
Like people who at the end of the game have like 11 kills, which is good, but not like through the roof amazing. Those are people who are just using walls and not aimbot or something,
Yeah.
Or have good game sense.
Better gamer chair.
Better, yeah. Hey, man. Ever since I got the Secret Labs gaming chair, my
Been cracked in
gaming
Fortnite?
efficiency. I mean, why do you think I'm so cracked at 0 hour?
Are you though?
Hey, motherfucker, I do better than you
Are
consistently. I
any
have
of
a
us
higher
actually
KD.
cracked?
I told you, man. We gotta wait until they do that that fix on the hit reg.
Yeah, that that hit reg is so fucked.
The fact that I can put 17 bullets into someone's asshole and they tap me once, not even in the head, and I die, just pisses me off.
Well, it's like that one earlier when we were playing and I was behind.
We
I
got
killed 2
collabed?
people on the stairs. No, fuck that. First
that was
off,
Hunt. That was Hunt.
second,
We got collided in
that
Hunt.
was. Well, we also got. We didn't get collided in Hunt. I died and then you died right after. I think.
Yeah.
Like he was shooting at you, missed and hit me in the head right when I turned the corner. That was still bullshit. But no, the when I killed 2 people on the stairs, we were playing on that map that we like the first time we did a co-op mission. We were on that map. And I killed 2 people on the stairs, and I went behind the third, and I fucking pegged him in the back, hit him in the back of the head, and the dude just fucking turns around and puts 1 bullet in me, and I'm dead. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Classic.
Classic.
You sure you just didn't, miss
And then he runs through my fucking door grenade, it kills him, and I don't get the fucking achievement.
Why would you?
Because fuck me, that's why.
Exactly.
Hey, but you got your easy achievement in Hunt, where all you had to do was hide in a
Porta potty.
stall.
That was the first thing I got because Mango was like, "Hey, if you hide in here, you'll get an achievement." And I was like, "What?" And I sat in there. He's like, "Did you get it yet?" I'm like, "I don't know.
Oh,
Did
you
I?"
gotta close the door.
Well, the door was closed.
Yeah.
I wasn't a pleb like you. I knew how to close the door.
You gotta close the door. I just didn't know you had to close the door.
What was your first game, or if there even is one, your first game that you got all the achievements on?
Way back when. So my mom was huge on 100%ing games.
Yeah.
So the first one was probably actually on the Xbox 360 because I think that's really around the time when they first started tracking achievements. 'Cause, I mean, I've played like Medal of Honor, Pearl Harbor, and those games. But I don't. Maybe it's just in my old age. I don't remember them really having achievements. But on the Xbox 360, my mom and I would play the first Harry Potter games, and those were the first ones. She wouldn't let me move on to another game until I 100%ed it.
Oh shit.
So,
All
yeah.
right, dude.
What a great but terrible mom at the same time.
Right.
I'm actually scrolling through my Xbox achievements right now.
My first one was Arkham Asylum. That was my first game I ever 100%ed on. It was just it was so much fun because I mean, you never had a really good Batman game.
Mhm.
On top of that, the free flow combat that they added on there, you've never seen that in a game as well.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
it's so cool. It made you feel like Batman.
Yeah.
On top of that, bringing back all the original voice actors, that was icing on the cake right there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the-
the first game I got closest to was Assassin's Creed 2, but there was that fucking feather
Oh
achievement where you
yeah,
had
I
to get 100
remember
feathers.
that.
I
And
lost by one fucking feather.
yeah, I think I was down by like 2 feathers or something. And I couldn't find them and I didn't want to put the effort for it. But then there's a second achievement where it's like it's basically get all achievements to get this achievement.
Yep.
So I was down 2 achievements because of that. And then the game that I actually 100%ed first, if I have to scroll through like 300. But oh yeah, it's Assassin's Creed. I have 940 out of 1,000.
Fuck.
MW2. That was my first game.
Nice.
I
I would have expected
sorry,
I
I
would've
haven't
expected
actually
Halo
100%
3
of
for
any
you.
other games.
just because you were like, or you are a huge Halo fan, I would have expected it to be Halo 3 for you.
3? Oh,
They had
God.
a lot of achievements though, the Halo games, didn't they?
I don't like the campaigns. I mean, I like the
No?
campaigns. I don't like the campaigns that much.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the campaigns are fun to play through, but not fun to play through with every fucking skull activated.
I have 35% on Halo 3.
Nice.
Yeah, no, fuck
Got
that.
it.
Halo 3 was rough for me. At least the campaigns, because the campaigns are fucking hard. Do you ever try to play those on the
Legendary.
hardest difficulty? Yeah, fuck that.
I used to
Oh
play them
man,
all
don't
the
even get me
time with my
started.
buddy.
Fucking Gears of War, insane difficulty, dude. That first Gears of War, insane difficulty, trying to take out General Rom. That motherfucker took me at least a month to get that shit down.
Yeah.
And I did it by sheer fucking luck, dude. Like, by the time I killed him, I was like, wait, is this it? Is this finally it? I finally fucking killed this guy? Like,
Okay.
man.
But you say that, but then you also have to remember Seriously and Seriously 2.0.
Oh, fuck those achievements, dude. Like, there's just no fucking way to be able to get those achievements without literally spending 24/7 of your day on that shit.
That shit is so fucking obnoxious. Like,
Yeah.
and it's what's crazy is it's like, so I think Seriously is what 100,000 kills.
Yeah.
It counts online and it counts single player, and then with Seriously 2.0 it counts horde. But you still ain't getting 100,000 fucking kills with that shit.
I think the first game it only counted as multiplayer.
Jesus.
And then that's when they changed it up for Seriously 2.0 cuz they ended up doubling that shit. And then they just keep making it even bigger for each game that comes out.
Yeah.
Like
If
Why
that's
not,
they're
seriously
right?
achievement, yeah. That's what those achievements are known for when it comes to Gears of War achievements.
so brutal for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
No good reason.
That's
Ah,
probably one of those few games that are just always going to be satisfying for kills. Like, first of all, I headshot with a sniper, man. Those fucking pops were amazing. And then being able to chainsaw someone in multiplayer, like, give yourself a pat on the back whenever you do. Because there's just so many people that will you almost 100% of the time when you try to do it.
not only
And
is
then-
it satisfying with like, you know, the gore of it, right, and then being able to
Yeah.
pull it off, but it's also chainsawing became more of like a toxic, like fuck you kind of thing, you know?
Right.
So getting that off is just kind of like teabagging at the same time, you know?
Well,
Right.
after you get the chainsaw off, you go straight into a teabag.
If you're on a wall.
And then the curb stomp too.
Oh,
When you down someone, curb stomping them, and then
Using-
each game they just added like something new for like curb stomping. It was cool. Executions at that point. I mean,
using their body, right? And then just put it against the wall.
Oh yeah.
What you would do is you down one guy or two guys, right? You down two guys. You take one of them, and then you would teabag the other guy with his teammate's body.
Yeah. Another way would be people would bring out the shotguns and do it in a fast motion where they'd shoot the head off and curb stomp them right after. So it's like they're curb stomping nothing.
Yep. I like the execution that they brought in with the shotgun, where it's playing golf with their head.
Yeah. My favorite one is always going to be beating them down when you have the pistol, because like it was in Gears 2. No, not that. When you had the pistol, yeah, you just put you had to have the pistol out to do this. Yeah, you would put it away and then you just beat them down, and you get to beat them down however long you want. Yeah. So that was probably my favorite execution in that game.
So the pistol execution I remember is when you have like the basic pistol and you just fucking beat the piss out of their head while they're standing.
Yeah, that one too. Or the torque bow one, you just put it under their neck or their throat. Yeah.
I love Gears of War. I fucking love Gears of War, man.
My favorite map of all time for all those games was Fuel Depot.
Yeah.
That was probably like the best map in my opinion.
Gridlock to me just because it was OG. But Pavilion, I think.
Pavilion?
And Blood Drive.
Okay.
Or no.
Blood Drive was awesome. Blood Drive was the best one for the second one.
Jacinto.
That one was a good one too. Jacinto felt like Gears 2's version of Gridlock.
Yeah. I like Jacinto a lot.
I remember specifically that map. I will never forget this because I was always either sniping people or using the torque bow. It was just so much fun using those weapons. But in the second one, they introduced the body shield. When they're down, you get to pick them up. You have a pistol, and you pick them up, use them as a body shield while you shoot people. And this guy, he was the last one alive. He uses one of the teammates as a body shield, and at that time, you were able to throw smoke grenades, and when the smoke grenades exploded, it made the person let go of the shield. But for that moment, it didn't make them let go of it, and they just kept moving back into the smoke, and I just like traced that head with the sniper, got the headshot off, and this guy just wouldn't stop talking. He's like, he's a hacker. What? There's no way you could have done that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite.
Love Gears of War mechanics. I love the Hammer of Dawn. That's such a fun weapon to use.
What a unique fucking weapon. Like, there were some pretty unique weapons in that game, but the Hammer of Dawn, like,
fucking killed your teammate.
So satisfying.
You can literally kill everyone, including yourself, with the Hammer of Dawn.
Yep.
Done that.
I think Z and I have TK'd each other a couple times with it on accident.
Yeah. Always will because of that weapon. I'm never gonna forget that amazing boss character, the Berserker.
Oh, I love the Berserker, dude. And then when they introduced the Lambent Berserker, dude.
Yeah. I was genuinely terrified the first time they introduced the Berserker, because I'm like, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck?
So
and they're like, yeah, they were just like, stand perfectly still and he won't attack you. Or she won't attack you.
Wasn't that after Carmine just got ripped to fucking shreds?
Yeah, by her, yeah.
So
fucking Carmines, dude.
My first experience with the Berserker was I was playing with Gerald, and I had never really played Gears of War before. And there was the part when the Berserker comes, you have to split apart with your co-op partner. Like, you have to split apart from them. And he was like, okay, you have to be as quiet as possible. You know, this thing hunts you down. And I'm thinking maybe it's like a normal grenadier or some shit. Like I didn't know what to fucking expect. And I just kept fucking around where I would like rev the chainsaw a little bit here and there, and he'd be like, "Brad, stop!" And I'm like, "Listen to the chainsaw." And there's like a corner that you walk around that triggers a cutscene, and I just happened to start chainsawing as one of us was walking around the corner, and the berserker just boom straight through the fucking wall, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." But yeah, man, that is one of the most fun bosses. And then the Lambent Berserker had one of the best designs out of
Yeah.
any fucking character in that entire series.
Yeah. They really turned an incredible boss character and just, doubled it down.
Yeah. And can we just turn this into a Gears of War podcast?
Dude, right?
Talk about that for the rest of our lives.
Well, we got Gears of War and horror movies. We can't be both.
Gears of War's
We can't.
scary.
And,
But it's not a horror
it's had
movie.
its scary moments.
You're
It's
not
a
a
vidya
horror.
game.
Okay, but it's had its really emotional moments, like introducing
Every time a
badass,
Carmine died.
introducing a badass Samoan dude, only for him to get like beaten down in some sort of way, tortured to like the point where he just literally can't handle life anymore.
God.
What a fucking introduction that was.
It wasn't the
R.I.P.
Coltrane, was it?
No, it was Ty.
It was Ty.
He was introducing Gears 2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gigantic Samoan dude.
Basically, like, they introduced him like he was like a fucking badass, he came in guns blazing, and then he gets captured at one point, and you see him and you rescue him, and then you turn around, you give him a shotgun, turn around, and he just blows his own fucking brains out.
Yeah.
It was,
It's been a long
brutal.
time since I've played Gears 2, so.
And then you find Dom's wife, and
Yeah.
Dom kills her,
Yeah.
and then Dom kills himself to save everybody.
Sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah, Dom was my favorite character in that game.
I want to play as Dizzy again.
Oh, dude, Dizzy was your spirit animal.
Dizzy's my boy.
I
See-
got your back like a butt crack.
See, it was always a joke that like I'm a redneck, so like Dizzy was like my go-to character, and I'm actually trying to see how much time I have in Gears of War 2 as I'm doing this. Dizzy was like my main dude, and Z was always Dom, so we were the white boy and the Mexican.
Yeah.
And, I don't actually see how much time I played. That's upsetting.
Was that because Gears of War games were the games that pretty much took over my time in high school, outside of playing Call of Duty here and there, but I was never as big on Call of Duty as Brad was.
If I wasn't playing MW2, I was playing with Z on Gears of War 2.
Gears.
Yeah.
Gears 2 specifically was the one we played.
Yeah.
I think we put 200, 300 hours into that as kids.
Yeah, easily. Because I mean, you being able to put in the time to that game when you look at the amount of time you put into Modern Warfare 2.
Which actually, hold on. So, quick math. 24 times 32.
It's not quick math.
768 hours. That's what I put into MW2.
That's quick math, Billy.
Quick math.
It's quick math.
So 768 hours, which is a lot. I think that's still the most I have in most games.
Yeah,
Not Siege.
that is a lot.
Next to maybe like Binding of Isaac. I don't fucking know. But
Binding of Isaac
is
got,
getting
like,
up there for you.
You've literally got like 10,000 hours on that game.
no, I got.
I'm pretty sure you leave that running while you sleep.
Okay, so actually.
I bet a game to be able to run up against your Call of Duty time would be RuneScape.
The original one?
As a kid, yes.
Yeah.
I put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into multiple characters on RuneScape. That's back when like I played PC as a kid, and then my dad found that I was watching porn on that PC and that banned me from using PC.
Hey man,
I dig it.
Children have to expand their horizons.
Billy, were you ever caught watching porn? Not
Yeah.
not caught watching
not
it,
like
but,
in the middle of
they
it.
found out that you were watching it.
Yeah. So my mom, this was like when I was still kind of young and new to the computer. I didn't know you could like check a browser history.
Yeah.
My mom
same.
would check the browser history, and she'd always blame my dad, and my dad would be like, "It's not me. Like I'm not doing it." So I got off the hook, for a while, and then they pulled me and was like,
They
"Hey,
caught on.
is it you?" Like, it's not me.
Like
Right.
I was never given the talk.
Me
like,
neither.
And like when my dad found out about it, his response to me watching porn is like, "You shouldn't watch this right now." Like
Right now.
when you get older, sure, you want to learn a few moves here and there, sure, watch it, but not when you're this age. I'm like, holy shit, dude, chill. Like,
Daddy, chill.
what a talk that was, man. Like,
All right, so place your guesses on combined Xbox and PC. How much time I have on Binding of Isaac?
900.
No, he's got to be over 1,000.
Nope.
No way you're not over 1,000.
734.
That's close.
No fucking way.
That's like right there on the spectrum of 1,000.
You're somewhere on the spectrum of something, Z.
You're the spectrum, Brad.
I am the spectrum. Yeah, no, I got busted. I remember. Again, we're an hour into this, so I can tell these stories. I watched I walked out to the bathroom one day upstairs, and I saw my dad was watching porn on TV. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is. And then I went to try to find those channels as a kid, and then that's how I found that shit. But then, computer specifically, I went to, so you have CartoonNetwork.com, right? And Nickelodeon.com and Disney.com. And then there were like some serial ones, right? I went to FruitLoops.com. Porn. Straight fucking porn.
What kind of porn?
Yeah, what kind of porn, Brad?
That reminds me. One of our friends growing up, he ended up telling me, he's like, "Hey, so I looked up the WhiteHouse.com.
It wasn't porn.
It wasn't the White House."
Yep, WhiteHouse.com's porn.
It's doing research
Yeah.
for the government.
Right. Oh shit.
Yeah, my mom took away my computer privileges.
I got busted a couple times because like I kept deleting like cookies and like history, and my dad still found out somehow. I don't know.
Nice.
But I don't know. I was 12 and horny. I wanted to find porn.
Yeah, after I found out that you could delete your browser history, I was like, okay, we're back in the game.
See, my dad's like a programmer, so like
Get fucked.
he knew how to like search the fucking files, and I'm like, oh god, okay. But it was honestly it probably had something to do with the like security, whatever. And then he actually started putting in like heavier security with McAfee, which then McAfee started blocking shit like YouTube, and I'm like, I just want to watch something.
Yeah.
Something to watch.
But yeah, that's around the same. Like, so I played RuneScape and Battlefront 1 and 2, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 a lot back then because they had online play.
Yeah.
And then I played AddictingGames.com. That was pretty big.
Yep. Loved Addicting Games.
It was fun. They had, so much variety of shit on there. It was fun. Like those like little escape room games where
Yep.
trapped in a car and you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G to finally get out. And it was cool.
Newground Games.
Newgrounds, yeah.
Speaking of, did you see that they have like their, I don't know if they still have it, the Henry Stickmin collection on Steam, I think it is.
I think I've
I don't
seen.
know if you guys have played the
something
Henry
like
Stickmin games.
Yeah.
Those are pretty fun.
that. Also,
It's just-
to comment on you saying that I might have Binding of Isaac on when I sleep, I actually literally have it on right now in the background. I'm not playing, but I have it on.
There's sleepwalking, and then there's Brad sleep playing.
Sleep gaming. I'm pretty
Sleep
sure that's a thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys like? So when I get hyper fixated on something, be it like so my hyperfixations are usually with like manga or anime where I'll like read all of it or watch all of it.
Right.
Not a manga.
Or even work, right? I get so into work that it's all I think about. Do you guys like that stage between being awake and being fully asleep where your mind's just kind of running but you're not like you're not physically like awake.
Mhm.
Does your mind travel to work or like anything like that like a lot, or because I don't have like an actual off switch. So when I go to bed tonight, I'm probably going to be thinking about routing and figuring out like work orders and stuff like that. Like back when I worked with as a cashier, I was like thinking of you know money transactions all the time. Like in my head, I'm doing like
Mhm.
change math.
Right.
Right.
I don't have that off
Um,
switch.
I've never like been in that state where I'm like half asleep or on the way to sleeping, but still kind of conscious and thought about work. But I have had, and this isn't with like my current job, but I have had uh, a dream where like it's all over the place and like it starts off at school or at the office or even in like my own room gaming or something, and then it just bounces all over the place from one to the other of the things I listed.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
No,
So you
not at all.
have essentially your dreams are like micro dreams. You're not dreaming of the like a 2 hour long movie or anything. You're having a bunch of miniature dreams of different things.
Is it a bunch of Inception?
I guess, but your brain when you wake up and you can like when you can barely remember some of your dreams, it's
Hmm.
your body combining all of those into like one dream. Doesn't make sense. So you could actually be dreaming of like 10 different things that make sense, but combined,
I get that a lot. A
yeah,
bunch of micro dreams.
yeah,
So
same.
like there would be days where I just wake up and like a few hours into the day, I'm just like, did I have a dream? Did I have like a few dreams?
Hmm.
So
Or the deja vu, where like you dream something's gonna happen and it does.
I get
and
deja
then
Ever
vu
have
a
you
that?
lot.
yeah. And then you wonder is like, all right, am I just a fucking doofus and I just think everything's deja vu at this point?
Right.
Hmm.
No, we literally live in a simulation. We've talked about
Yeah,
this.
it's a simulation.
It's a glitch in the matrix.
So now you have a dream that you're talking, then you forget about that dream in that moment. You're like, wait, did I dream about this? And then you're like, wait, did I dream about saying did I dream about this?
Yeah.
Mind flayers have officially taken over.
Who? What?
Mind flayers.
Oh, mind flayers.
But if you guys are cool with it, about to head out and
Deuces. Get some fucking
deuces.
food.
Fuck yeah, dude. We hungry.
Are we playing tonight?
You're always hungry.
I'm down.
All right,
Bet.
I'm gonna go grab a snack. Bye, guys.
Partied.
Night.
Later.